Comedy is professional entertainment that is intended to make the audience laugh with wordplay, jokes, or physical humor. Although the first recorded comedy in history started with the ancient Greeks over 400 years ago, the first comedy movie was made in 1895 and was called The Sprinkler Sprinkled, which was about 30 seconds long. After that, comedy movies started gaining popularity, and since technology was very limited, a genre of comedy rose called silent comedy. This focused on visual and slapstick techniques, and had no words or sounds. People such as Charlie Chaplin, Harold Lloyd, and Buster Keaton made the genre of silent comedy very popular, with Charlie Chaplin doing physical comedy, and Buster Keaton being able to do his own very dangerous stunts.
Well, I just wanted to take a little shot, that's all.
Soon, sound could be heard in comedy films, and with that came slapstick comedy. One group of people who did this was the Marx Brothers. They not only used facial expressions in their films, but also threw punches, kicks, and eye jabs for entertainment.
Hey, you cheap crook, that bottle's empty.
One subgenre of comedy that developed in the late 1930s was screwball comedy. This genre was meant to give relief to the people during the Great Depression, and usually had crazy, unbelievable situations. Around the 1940s, a few new subgenres of comedy developed. These were family and romantic comedies, which mainly centered on relationships. After World War II, sophisticated comedies emerged. This genre used satire and wordplay to get the audience to laugh. These films had to compete with television sitcoms, which were extremely popular during the time.
No ideas and nothing interesting to say.
Around the 1940s, animated comedies also started to get popular. One of these cartoons was Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes used mainly animals for their main characters, and displayed humans as antagonists most of the time. The main character was usually Bugs Bunny, who got himself into trouble often. However, there are many other characters in Looney Tunes. Some of these characters are Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, and more. Looney Tunes also featured Roadrunner, which was almost all slapstick comedy. Roadrunner was about a coyote named Wile E. Coyote, who was always trying to hunt and eat a super fast bird named Roadrunner. However, all of his traps would backfire on himself, leaving him in a bad situation.
Good evening, friends.
SNL, or Saturday Night Live, was and is a live comedy TV show that makes fun of topics, movies, and genres, and puts a spin on things. Some actors started out on Saturday Night Live and gained popularity from it. Some of these actors are Bill Murray and Eddie Murphy.
Did you happen to catch the professional football contest on television last night?
No, I didn't.
One of Eddie Murphy's famous movies was Coming to America, which was made in 1988. It was about an extremely pampered African prince that travels to Queens, New York, and goes undercover to find a wife who he can respect for her intelligence and
I
will.
want to keep working here. Stay off the drugs.
One of Bill Murray's famous movies was Ghostbusters, made in 1984. Ghostbusters was about saving a city from ghosts and a demigod named Zool, while still having comedic jokes and situations. In the late 80s, romantic comedies made their way back into the attention of audiences in films, such as Ferris Bueller's Day Off, which had rebellion and romantic situations. In the second decade of the 21st century, romantic comedies' ticket sales went down to a record low of less than 1%, while slapstick and gross-out comedies have gone on steady. One reason for this was because too many of these films came out at the same time, and it got boring fast. Soon, rated R comedy movies started to shine. One of the more notable rated R comedy movies, The Hangover, released in 2009, and it was about three friends that wake up after a bachelor party in Las Vegas, with no memory of the previous night. They find the bachelor missing and have to find him before his wedding. With more types of films coming out constantly, we always have something to look forward to in the theaters.